So anyway, what's up, man? How you been?
I'm okay. My little $200 cell phone seems to be doing better than your $1,000 cell phone. So
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was up. I don't know. I don't get good reception at my place anyway, and so like Sprint send me like an enhancer, and it doesn't seem to be working very well.
who do you use for your mobile service?
Sprint.
Sprint. Who the fuck uses Sprint?
I've had them for years. I've had them for 10 plus years. Shit, 15 years. I don't know, something like that. Long time. So it's kind of hard to leave them. Although they piss me off.
They've been holding
all the
down
time.
like third place for a long time now.
You know, I get decent tech. Like the service is fine except for the customer service. Fuck their customer service. They fucking suck. I've ranted about them a couple of times on Facebook.
Yeah, most customer service sucks.
Mine doesn't. If you ever find my company and you hire me,
Maybe the only customer service I've ever had to deal with that isn't fucking terrible was Geico. Every time I've ever called them, they were fucking easy to deal with.
yeah, no, I use Geico for my renter's insurance. Which reminds me,
my autos is through. I don't have anything nice enough to need renter's insurance for.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to buy a new car this week. I'm not sure what kind yet. I'm thinking about an Escape, but
buying a car? What happened to renting them?
Well, it's just more. It makes more sense now. I'll explain it to you offline, but for work and everything, it makes more sense at this point to buy my own car.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about buying?
So I've been looking at an Escape or something like it. I want a small SUV with the mileage with either 4 or all-wheel drive, you know, because I'm always traveling and shit. Which reminds me, next, no, not the next one. The episode after that will be coming to you live from Madison, Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Scott and I will be traveling there for our live show, so you can buy your tickets now, and seats will fill up soon.
We're trying to sell out that arena, right?
Yeah, the 50,000 seat arena. Yeah, we're almost there. We're 30.
The Madison, Wisconsin Square Garden, is that a thing? That should be a thing.
Yeah.
If Madison, Wisconsin doesn't have a square garden, it needs to.
Yeah, it should. You know what? We need to set up a PayPal account, and anybody who wants to buy those tickets, PayPal us the money.
They're going for the low price of $3,000 each.
That's a steal,
that comes
really?
with an autograph and meet and greet package. So
you're insane, Scott. That's you can't afford to not buy it. How do you have the balls to slash those prices?
What is today's topic?
Well, before I tell you, I will tell you it's brought to you by the Higher Minds Podcast. I'm Papa Darby.
The Higher Minds Podcast.
And would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Scott.
Scott. He's Scott. I like that. Yes, you should introduce yourself to everybody as I'm Scott.
Great Scott.
Because he's great.
There's your bad Christopher Lloyd impression for the day.
You know, I was fucking thinking Scotty. Damn.
From your Star Trek nerd bullshit.
For my Star Traipsin show. Yeah. Which reminds me, so Darby got a new tattoo. I'm referring to myself in the third person now. I got a new tattoo. Yesterday I went to the...
You are the worst kind of person if you start speaking in the third person.
I know. I do. Anyway, so I got a tattoo yesterday at the Cincinnati Tattoo Convention, and me and your brother were playing fucking Red Dead last night. Mm-hmm. And I was telling him about it. You want to tell him what he said?
What did he say?
Okay. I'll tell you. He's like, so I said, I went to a tattoo convention. He's like, that is the nerd. You just made tattoo conventions sound nerdy as fuck or some shit like that.
Oh, that's
and
what it was. Yeah, he
it
said
was
you said about going
yeah.
to a big tattoo convention, and he said about somehow you've managed to make tattoos nerdy.
Oh yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. But anyway, um, I kind of think that tattoos are now for nerds. Now that I'm thinking about it, like professionally speaking, like in the real world, it's the scientists that are like at least the first to accept like massive tattoos in the workplace.
Well, that dude
So
that landed a space probe on a fucking asteroid was tattooed down to the wrist, wasn't he?
yeah, yeah, like full sleeves. I think he had a full chest too.
I'm gonna find that guy's name real quick. Keep on talking.
Yeah, but so my it's my opinion that nerds have claimed tattoos and tattooing and body art for their own. Like I had shit during my tattoo and my friend's tattoo. I don't know, hour and a half each. We talked the entire time about Marvel and fucking Tool. I
Matt
mean,
Taylor is the guy's name.
Matt Taylor. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Matt Taylor. We know that you're listening, and we appreciate your work. You can also get your tickets at our PayPal, and for you, we will slash the price. What do you think? 2,000 for him?
Yeah, that should be fair.
Yeah, he can afford it. He works at NASA. Those
Huh.
tattoos have
If
got
you
to.
just search Matt Taylor, he's not the first Matt Taylor to come up. Apparently, there are some soccer players also named Matt Taylor.
Soccer players plural.
I don't know. There are multiple pictures of what appear to be multiple guys. It's soccer. Nobody cares. Matthew Graham George Thaddeus Taylor. Talk about a guy who has too many fucking names.
Yeah.
Is a British astrophysicist employed by European Space Agency.
Oh, he's part of the ESU, not the, and not the not now.
No, it doesn't appear to
Oh.
be NASA.
Oh. Okay. So anyway, today's topic is
Is not Matt Taylor or
It's not.
tattoos and fucking science.
no, it's not. It is about bad good people, bad good guys.
Yeah, people who are good guys in the eyes of society who have done some pretty shitty stuff in their past.
Yeah. I found for my person, she did it mostly for like her entire persona was marketing. Like the entire thing was simply marketing. It was kind of brilliant in its deviousness.
You picked one
And it
person.
worked. I did. Did you pick more than one person?
I got two people, but they're kind of intertwined with each other, so that's
Oh.
why I
Oh.
joined them.
Well, I am curious about who you got. Or I know one of the people, I think. And you know what? I'm so sorry. You sent me a link to watch and said watch this, and I really truly meant to, but I didn't. I'm
Because
sorry.
you're a terrible person who speaks about themselves in the third person.
I mean, Darby feels bad about himself.
Darby should feel bad about himself. It was a 4-minute video.
Well, I should not feel as bad about myself as as the person who, was the perpetrator in that video. I mean, I did see a little bit of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. Yeah,
It's pretty brutal shit.
it was disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So since we're already talking about it,
What do you do? Who is it?
what we're talking about it is an act called necklacing.
Ooh.
And that was popularized by the great Nelson Mandela.
That's when you are like doing her from behind and then you turn her around and then poop all around her neck, right?
What kind of weird shit are you into?
Yeah, you like that. That you know what? That got somebody hard out there. Or moist.
You're welcome, whoever that is.
We aim to please. So anyway, Nelson Mandela used to poop on women's around women's necklaces necks.
No, a little more ouchy, burny, deathy than that.
Oh. He'd eat curry and then do it.
Necklacing is an execution and torture method where they stuff a rubber tire around you, usually around your neck, sometimes down to you, like over your shoulders and everything, so you can't move
Like
your
Michelin
arms.
Man style.
They then fill it with fuel, whether it be gasoline, diesel, whatever, and light it on fire.
Jesus, that fucking sucks.
In some cases, it takes up to 20 minutes for the person to die from it.
Wow. From like flick of the lighter to stopping breathing.
Yeah, yeah. From getting set on fire until they die, they can suffer for up to 20 minutes.
Yeah, and the worst part about that is like if you have the stuff around like the tires around you while it's burning, that would smell really bad. That alone is
Yeah, that would be the
yeah,
worst
that
part,
alone
is the smell.
is something, yeah.
Well, you smelled burning hair before too. I mean, you get rubber and burning hair mixed together, and it's gonna be fucking terrible
That's
smelling.
it's going to stick in your clothes and in your skin and in your hair. I mean, yeah.
On the bright side, your skin burns off, so it won't stick to your
Oh,
skin.
well, hey, that makes it a little better. Jesus.
Yeah, I was researching this, and I found some pictures of people who were in the process of getting necklaced or had been
We should
necklaced.
post those. People hate
I
them.
saved a handful, and I'll email them out to
Oh,
you.
I don't know where I'd put that. Like that might get us. Like, were they brutal? I didn't really look at that.
They're people burning to death. Yes, they're beautiful. They're brutal.
Maybe we should just put that on our website. I need to make a page on our website for that. I should do that this week.
Shit we talked about on the show that we're afraid will get us kicked off of other platforms.
I mean, they may. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Some of these pictures, like the flesh is literally melting off of people. It looked like it's terrible looking.
I did watch that one ISIS video of them burning a Jordanian pilot alive. Like I watched it from beginning to end, and yeah, the skin drips off of you. It's pretty horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's got to be one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah.
So in South Africa, where Nelson Mandela fought for black rights and equality and this and that,
Which is
and
good.
encouraged people setting other people on
Well,
fire.
besides the
necklacing was used as
black rights are good.
besides what?
Besides the necklacing and the burning of people and causing them to smell bad, black rights are good. That's a good thing.
Oh, I agree with fucking everybody should be equal. But do you have to fucking light people on fire to do that?
I say if you have a choice between lighting people on fire and not, whenever possible, don't light them on fire. That's kind of, I don't know. My mom taught me that.
I must have missed that lesson, but I would say common sense just falls into that one.
I mean,
too.
yeah, it's a common sense, mother to son lesson type thing. Yeah. Anyway.
So, necklacing was used by the black community to punish its members who were perceived as collaborators with the apartheid government, or informants to the police, or
To clarify,
if you looked at them wrong, or
we're talking about South African black community, not. He's not talking about anywhere else. And during apartheid.
Right? Yeah, yeah. This is during like the 80s and 90s, in South Africa, while they were rebelling against the apartheid government. And
Which I understand it was and still is a brutal place, but that could just be propaganda too. I'm not really sure.
Wasn't it just a couple months ago they were killing farmers or some shit over there?
In South Africa?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's something I'd have to look up.
Seems like I remember reading something about that, like early this spring, maybe.
I don't know anything about that. Possibly.
So necklacing was also was often carried out in like the name of the struggle and the rebellion and everything.
But really, they just did it for fun?
The executive body of the African National Congress, the ANC, they're the most broadly supported South African opposition movement. They initially condemned the act. In 1986, Winnie Mandela, wife of Nelson Mandela, while he was
She
in
also
prison,
was the girl in the Wonder Years, right? That was her? She's a math professor now?
Winnie Mandela. I don't remember a middle-aged black woman on the Wonder Years.
Oh, okay. Different Winnie. My bad.
Are you talking about the poo?
I'm talking about Winnie Cooper.
Oh,
Do you remember her?
I honestly
Michaela.
never got into the Wonder Years, so no.
Oh, it's a little before your time. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Guys my age will get that. That was fucking hilarious. Winnie Cooper.
I just like
Anyway.
that I got to say the poo, and it wasn't a fucking dirty joke.
You know what? That's why he named him the Pooh. Oh, you ever seen that meme about poo sticks?
What?
so, it was something about an uncle taught his kid to play poo sticks or something, and somebody got okay. And what that is like you like throw sticks in a creek under a bridge, and you go to the other side, or like upstream, and you go to the other side to see who goes there first. I guess they do it in Winnie the Pooh. Christopher Robin did that or some shit. But anyway, so somebody misinterpreted it and put poop on sticks, and it was, I don't know. It was a funny meme, which I just made better.
Are you insinuating that your uncle would put poo on sticks and told you it was some sort of a game?
It was a different time. I mean, they didn't have schools for people like him then.
I mean, you were the one accepting the poo-covered sticks.
I mean, you don't want to make him feel bad.
Your
Anyway,
retarded uncle hands you a poo-covered stick. You take the poo-covered stick.
thanks, Uncle. I'm trying to think of a name. Clement, I guess. I don't know.
What? Uncle Clement?
Yeah, everybody has one of those, right? I have 4. No.
Maybe this is a white and black thing that our upbringing didn't overlap on that one.
So, have you heard me? Our upbringings were probably pretty fucking similar.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
I didn't have an Uncle Clement that handed me poo sticks, though.
Yeah, but everybody has that uncle. You know what? You're weird. Anyway.
You know, I'm my nephew's only uncle, so I'm going to have to be that uncle. I wish I didn't know that kind of uncle existed. But now that I do,
Oh,
I
fuck.
have to be the poop stick uncle.
Yeah, that's got to be you now. It's a mighty honor,
I'm
though.
really looking forward to showing up on Christmas sometime, just like Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation. I am going to do that some year.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, with Xena? Oh, that'd be perfect. Make her
I
drink
already
a bunch
got
of
the
water at
Rottweiler
first.
for it. Say what?
Make her drink a bunch of water right before she walks in.
She's drooly without the water.
Yeah. She is.
So, back on topic.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about burning people. Yeah.
Yeah. Winnie Mandela, Nelson Mandela's wife, is quoted as saying, "With our boxes of matches and our necklaces, we shall liberate this country."
God damn.
That was widely seen as an explicit endorsement of necklacing by the freedom fighter's wife. Like,
Or maybe,
Go
maybe
ahead.
her daughter,
maybe.
her daughter or son made her a necklace at school out of matchsticks. And they made her so proud that she wanted to be free. That's probably
That
what
seems
happened.
like a pretty dangerous necklace.
I mean, they had people necklacing, so I mean, the whole town was pretty dangerous.
All necklaces in South Africa are dangerous necklaces.
Did you know that the necklace first started with the boa constrictor?
What the fuck was that movie? Oh, The Croods with Belt. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I have. I actually just watched that a couple weeks ago with my kids.
Did you?
Yeah.
I fucking laughed my ass off at that movie. Like,
It's pretty funny.
it is clearly for little kids, but I don't give a fuck.
Oh no! I mean, they make kids movies for adults now. I mean, with adults in mind.
It's
I mean,
Nicolas Cage. What's not to like?
oh, it is
Like,
Nicolas Cage.
mm-hmm.
Why does he get so much shit? I like almost all of his movies. He sucked as Ghost Rider.
You like most of his big movies. He's been in a ton of shitty, low-budget stuff over the last few years.
I mean, no.
I think he had declared bankruptcy or something like that, so he just takes any role that's offered to him for the most part, just to make fucking money.
So was Samuel. That's how he got Snakes on a Plane, which is also not a good movie. But I'm also not claiming to like every Samuel L. Jackson movie. But that's a lie. Yes, I am.
I've never seen Snakes on a Plane, but now that you mention it, I don't think I've ever seen a bad Samuel L. Jackson movie.
Nope. Nope. You can't name one.
Yeah.
He was in Coming to America. I think that was his first role, or close to it. He played the guy robbing the McDonald's, or the McDowell's.
I don't remember that one. It's been a long time since I've seen Coming to America.
Oh, really? You need to watch it. It's a classic.
I think I've seen it on Amazon. I should check that out.
Yeah. Anyway, so Winnie likes to make people's necks hot, huh?
Yeah, she was out there basically publicly endorsing this. At the time, the ANC distanced itself from her. Like I said earlier, they were pretty opposed to it at first. Later on, though, they put her in a few key positions within the party, so
I thought Nelson
they were
himself.
opposed to it publicly, but not so much after the fact.
I thought Nelson himself was a founding member of the ANC.
He may have been, but at this point he was in prison.
Oh, okay.
The first victim of necklacing, according to the South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission, was a young woman, Makai Skosana.
A young woman, you say?
Yes. On July the 20th, 1985, Malako, her sister, said that Makai was burned to death with a fire around her neck while attending the funeral of one of the youths. This quote's taken out of context. I don't know what youths she's talking about.
Youths like the little people?
Youths as in children.
Okay. All right.
Malako told the committee her body had been scorched by fire and broken pieces of glass had been inserted into her vagina. Malako added that a big rock had been thrown at her face after she had already been killed.
Huh. That sounds angry.
So they took this woman, stuck a tie around her neck, doused it in gasoline, lit it on fire, stuck broken glass up her vagina, and then smashed her skull when they were done with it.
Sounds like somebody needs a hug.
Something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an angry young. I am assuming a young man there.
From the photos I've seen, it's usually groups of people. Typically, they beat the shit out of you first, and then stuff a tire around your neck and light you on fire.
That would be terrifying. That would suck.
Mm-hmm. And you can see people who are, like, getting drug away where this is about to happen. You can see it in their eyes, like, oh, I fucked up. Like,
do you think that they... Like, okay, so in those videos that you've seen, you think that they actually blame themselves?
No, I think it's, like, more of a, I wish they'd just kill me and get it over with. Like, they know what's about to happen to them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and on top of that, it's vigilante justice, and vigilante justice is never perfect.
And it's just mob rule. Like,
which is never perfect.
It's not really justice. There's no... You don't get to speak your piece on it. Like, they're just...
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Whip the shit out of you and then light you on fire.
Yeah, and that sucks. That's not an ideal situation.
No, not at all. Photojournalist Kevin Carter was the first to photograph a public execution by necklacing. This happened sometime in the mid-1980s.
Where was he from?
Later, he spoke about the images. Quote, I was appalled at what they were doing. I was appalled at what they were doing when the people started talking about those pictures. Then I felt that maybe my actions hadn't been all bad. Being a witness to something this horrible wasn't necessarily such a bad thing to do. He went on to say, after having seen so many necklacing on the news, it occurs to me that either many of these were being performed off camera, and this was just the tip of the iceberg what we were seeing, or that the presence of the camera completed the last requirement and acted as a catalyst in this terrible reaction. The strong message that was being sent was only meaningful if it was carried by the media. It was more about the warning to others than causing one person pain. The question that haunts me is, would those people have been necklaced if there was no media coverage there?
Like his presence incited their violence? Is that what he's saying?
Right. Yeah, either this was happening way more often than what we think, that only a handful of these things were actually being photographed and recorded and everything, or the presence of a camera there in the hands of the media made these guys know that what they were about to do was going to get publicity, was going to get noticed, was going to send a message to other people.
I'm of the opinion.
Basically, would this have happened without the cameras being there?
Knowing what I know now about, just watching the news and viewing war reactions and stuff, it's my opinion that the shit probably happened way more than just that time. Like, he was not the catalyst of that. It would have happened probably, maybe even more brutally. Maybe it was worse because he was there, but I don't know how much worse it could be.
Alternatively, though, look at the beheading videos and the videos of them setting people on fire in cages and shit like that. Like the modern shock video, torture porn, I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, but does that shit happen off camera as much as it does on camera?
Yeah, I'm sure stories of that happen before, ISIS became tech savvy, I mean, they would say shit like that, talk about shit like that all the time. I mean, there's stories of that kind of shit happening from the Crusades.
Yeah, but even then they were going back and writing about it and everything. Like,
Yeah, but they weren't doing it for the benefit
nobody was
of a
just
writer.
doing it for the sake of doing it. You were doing it to send a message.
Sure, but I mean, I'm sure that doesn't mean there can't be a lot of messages being sent.
You could take that back to even like Vlad the Impaler fucking displaying bodies around, like on pikes and everything.
I think he was a sociopath that liked it.
From what I've read, other armies had come up on him and seen those fucking fields of impaled people and went, no, fuck that.
Sure.
I can see their point. Like, you make an example of a few people, and other people just don't fuck with you anymore, I guess.
Right.
But
and I mean, we can go back and forth all day to the likelihood. And I mean, no, and I totally see your point, but I just think that people are more brutal than... If the choice is between being more brutal and not, I think people are more brutal. But I could be wrong, absolutely.
See, and I think overwhelmingly people aren't.
In those situations?
Small pockets of people that are. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the average person would just as soon put a bullet in their head before they went through the trouble of lighting somebody on fire. Dead is dead if you're just looking for justice.
I have a different view of human nature. I think people egging each other on who are angry anyway can be incredibly cruel, just to be cruel. And there are people that like it.
There is plenty of evidence showing that when you get people in large groups that a mob mentality just takes over.
Yeah, there is.
People go along with doing things that they wouldn't normally do were they not in that large group of people situation.
Yeah. So I don't know. It could be debated all day, and that's not what this is about. You know what this is about?
What is this about?
Getting stoned and learning shit. What are you smoking on?
What is this? This is banana pudding.
Ooh, that sounds goopy.
It is pretty tasty.
How's the high? Sativa?
It's a decent high. It's a good taste. I've been hitting it out of my vaporizer, my packs.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that
So
cool little thing.
with me, at least, the packs always get you a different high than what regular smoking would do with it. So, but I think you get more flavor out of the packs than you do just burning it.
Cool. Awesome.
But yeah, it's a good shit. It's a hybrid. 22.28% THC.
Oh, nice. I got some weed too. It's also baggy weed. Came from a dude. Had to set it up. Took me hours to get. So yeah, good stuff.
God damn, that shit smells good.
Fucking Scott's over there masturbating on his side of the phone.
On my banana pudding.
That's a different kind of banana pudding. Oh!
So with this necklacing, there are 541 recorded incidents of necklacing. Of those, 36 people survived. What a fucking awful
What?
thing to survive.
Oh.
With the photos that I'll send off to you later, there is a picture of a survivor of necklacing.
What do you
And
think
it is fucking hard to look at.
What do you think their love life is like?
Papa Darby asking the real questions.
Oh man, I guys, everybody who may or may not write into this, I've already accepted I'm going to hell. I'm okay with it. You can tell me more if you want.
In addition to those 541 recorded incidents of necklacing, an additional 1,030 people were just plain old set on fire. Not with the tire and everything, just set on fire. Of
Fucking
those
Salem
1,000
style, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if they were burned at the stake or just doused in gasoline or whatever and lit up.
Ah, well, at least they were spiritually cleansed.
Something like that. Of those 1,030, 320 of those people survived.
Jesus, fuck. You know, in all seriousness, no, I don't mean to like make light of that. That's fucking awful. I feel really bad for them. I wish they hadn't gone through it, or gone through that experience. And yeah, sorry guys, that sucks.
Yeah, aside from being eaten alive, I think burning would be like the worst way to go.
Ooh, eaten alive by a giant spider. Ooh.
The spiders don't scare me so much as the bears, because I've read that bears don't kill you before they eat you; they just start eating you.
Yeah, no, imagine a spider doing that with like human teeth and pinchers. Ooh, that'd be horrifying.
Have you seen that fish with the human teeth?
I have. That's fucking weird.
That is some fucking creepy shit. That doesn't even look real.
No. Like, the only people that should have human teeth are humans.
Well, the fucking name of the fish is like, it translates to like the ball biter fish or some shit like that. It fucking targets your testicles.
What? That's fucking...
Yeah.
That kind of makes you question why we have the teeth that we have. Oh, shit. My world has just fucking been rocked.
Now that you say that, we don't have claws or horns or anything like that the normal male mammals would have.
No, you're right. No defense. Except for ball-biting teeth.
Did we evolve to just bite off each other's dicks?
Damn, we might have. Thank you, ladies.
You heard it here first, people.
and homosexual men for not biting our dicks off. I appreciate it very much.
Is that always like kind of in the back of your mind when you're getting a blowjob?
Fuck no. I don't think I'd ever accomplish. I guess, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say I would never fucking come if I was thinking about that. Now I'm going to fucking think about that. Thanks, dude.
I think in the back of your head, like, that's always like their subconsciously, like, damn, she could bite this off if she wanted to.
Holy shit. Damn. I used to enjoy blowjobs. Thank you.
Glad I could help.
Anyway.
So who did you cover? Let's try to get back on topic.
Are you done? Or you don't have any more on yours?
That covers up what I had on Mandela, at least, with the necklacing and everything. I didn't go too in depth because we were doing multiple people here. So
yeah, so I have Mother Teresa. I have named my portion Mommy T and the Sickly. I thought that was a cool band name.
I think it's adorable that you name your papers that nobody's ever going to read and you just talk about.
I posted a picture of actually this one as you were setting up. So they are going to read it. So
Where did you post this at? Because I want to see it now.
it's on Instagram and Facebook. I put them on both. Anyway, so Mommy T and the Sickly. Mary Teresa Bujachu, I don't really know how, it's something in Indian, was born on August 26th, 1910. She died September 5th, 1997. That makes her 87 years and 10 days old at the time of her death. She founded the Missionaries of Charity. They had over 4,500 nuns and operated in, I got differing accounts, 133 to 517 countries. That might be a low and high estimate. I don't really know.
That's a hell of a swing there.
That is a hell of a swing. And so I didn't really research it any further because whatever. They were in a bunch of countries and we all know who Mother Teresa is. But what they did was they managed homes for people with AIDS, leprosy, TB, homeless children, and, just various nun stuff.
The scum of the earth, basically.
Well, yeah. These people did deserve these diseases because they were probably sinners, and yeah, Christ wanted them to suffer. This is going to get very sacrilege, by the way. I am no fan of the Catholic Church, and
I mean, we've already joked about people getting lit in fire and killed, so why
but
not
that's
joke
funny.
about the Catholic Church now too?
Everybody can get behind lighting people on fire. Oh, that
Let's
reminds
just go ahead and piss off everybody this episode.
Yeah, you're gonna either like us or hate us. But anyway, that reminds me of Did you see the last Chappelle special on Netflix, Sticks and Stones?
I haven't got to see it yet. My buddy changed his Netflix password, so I don't have Netflix anymore.
Oh, I'll let you use mine. Okay. So anyway, in that he is so fucking un-PC. It is fucking hilarious. He gets away with
That's
shit.
what I've heard.
Like, I can't believe he gets away with his shit, but he does, and it's hilarious, and it's good, and he's fucking brilliant in it. Anyway, everybody has to see that.
Speaking of un-PC, did you listen to that podcast I sent you earlier this week?
No, what was
I
it?
sent you that long-ass link. Okay. It was Legion
Oh.
of Skanks. I just came across them the earlier this week. The most politically incorrect thing I've ever heard. I fucking love it.
Oh, I didn't know it was a podcast. Like, it was a long fucking thing, and I just thought it was...
Yeah, I clicked the share episode or whatever, and it fucking sent you a book worth of text message.
Oh. What are they called? Well, shout out to them.
Legion of Skanks.
Legion of Skanks.
I think they're based out of New York, so you missed that opportunity when you were living in Jersey.
That sounds like their basement doesn't smell very good.
Probably not. It's New York. I mean, I don't think much of anything smells good there, does it?
No. The weed did. But, yeah. Anyway, so...
But I have to imagine that New York weed isn't on par with Colorado or California weed or anything like that.
It's not. I haven't been any... No, I can't say that it is.
I was just listening to a thing earlier this week, too. I guess like 80% of the weed for the country is grown illegally in California.
Really? Still? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a documentary called Murder Mountain about weed growers in California. That was interesting. I think that was on Amazon Prime. I'm not really sure.
That should be the name of the Ruby Ridge documentary that we were talking about last week.
Murder Mountain?
Yeah.
Already taken. Yeah, that would have been a very good title.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
What did
Teresa.
Mother Teresa do?
She won a few things. She won the Ramon Magsaysay Peace Prize. It's an Indian version of the Nobel Peace Prize, only for excellent Indians, and the Nobel Peace Prize. But these are both substantial cash prizes. I didn't.
Indian haha or Indian ho-ho?
I I don't know the difference between those two Indians. What?
You've never heard that before?
No. Oh no, and I haven't heard that one. But
Dots or feathers?
the dot version.
Okay.
But yes, the Hindu type. We love Indian people. Yay, Indian. Both kinds. Haha and ho ho.
No, only one kind, but you figure out which kind.
And if you don't guess right, you're racist. So she won those. Both are incredibly substantial cash prizes. The Nobel Peace Prize, I know, is $1 million. I don't know what the other one was. I didn't have the patience to look it up that far. I kind of looked it up, but whatever. She was beatified on October 19th, 2003. Do you know what beatification is? I didn't actually know what it was.
Speaking of terrible people that won the Nobel Peace Prize, how did Obama win the Nobel Peace Prize when he bombed like 7 or 8 countries?
Yeah.
What exactly is peaceful about blowing up brown people?
Or any people, but yeah. I mean, he won it for being the first black American president, which it is an accomplishment, but worth the Nobel Peace Prize?
He's the first American president that wasn't all white. He was only half black.
Sure, he is, but they call him black. He's black.
Who is they? Aren't you a they?
No, I don't mean black people call him black, although, yes, they do, and so do I. I'm saying we're only black because we have been designated black by non-black. And so since he's in that category, we're all black. Anyway, did you hear what I asked about beatification?
I don't know.
Oh.
Repeat yourself.
Well, I said she was beatified. This is Mother Teresa again. She was beatified on October 19th, 2003. Do you know what beatification is? I didn't. I had to look it up. I didn't know what it was.
Is that where you're sainted?
No. Although she was. Beatification is when the church recognizes your entrance into heaven. So, like, she died in 97, and then 6 years later, she waited around, I guess, and then entered heaven. And then she was canonized, which is sainted, on September 4th, 2016. So she hung out and, I guess, whored out in heaven before she became a saint 13 years later.
The fuck was she doing for those 6 years in between? That's what I want to know. That's the real story here. Who the hell was Mother Teresa haunting for 6 years?
Yo, mama. Oh! And another one.
My mother's a wonderful woman. You take that back.
That doesn't mean she can't be haunted by Mother Teresa. I mean, Mother Teresa, she wasn't the Mother Teresa that you know. In fact, from the missionary position, I love that they named that the missionary position. Mother Teresa in Theory and Practice by Christopher Hitchens. In a photograph from 1995, Hillary Clinton and Marion Barry flanked a prayerful Mom T. Marion Barry, do you know who Marion Barry is?
Seems like I've heard the name, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Marion Barry is the D.C. mayor who famously led D.C. into corruption. He called for mandatory prayer in school, and he was caught on tape smoking crack with a hooker while he was in office. Now,
so he's the OG Rob Ford.
Ford came...
The Canadian guy?
Yeah. Marion Barry... Yeah. In fact, I think he was totally compared to Marion Barry. In fact, I think Marion Barry spoke about him. But anyway,
really?
Yeah. I think, yeah. Now, I want to say that I have no problems as long as all parties are consenting adults and doing, they can do whatever they consent to do whatever together, provided they're not hurting anybody else. However, this was a married leader of the people trying to force these people into what he touts are his beliefs and trying to hold people to those standards while not upholding his own. That I have a problem with. If he would be mayor and say, yeah, I like to smoke crack with hookers, I'd be like, cool. I'd even probably vote for him on that alone. But yeah. And then, so the other person in the picture was Hillary. What do we know anything about her? I couldn't find anything on Hillary Clinton.
Really, if you look at it, she doesn't have many accomplishments to her own name. Her
Well,
entire career is built off of who she married.
Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was Secretary of State.
The only
But
thing
yeah.
I can think of that she did all by herself was get kicked out of the Nixon administration for being too corrupt or some shit. I forget how exactly they worded it.
I know nothing about that.
She was too shitty to hang out with Richard Nixon.
Well, I do want to say that one of her accomplishments, she was a lawyer. She was an attorney. She got through law school, and apparently she was a good one. But she got kicked out of Nixon's administration because she was too corrupt for Nixon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I read something about that a while ago.
Interesting.
I'll look it up while you continue about Mother Teresa here.
So to me, this shows that Mom T was a cultural tool as much as she was anything else. From the website medium.com, she says that she dedicated her life to eliminating poverty, quote unquote. Missionary work in itself, this is again from the article, is a branch outgrowing the roots of an ancient tree of intolerance and discrimination. Basically, they're saying that going out and being a missionary is audacious anyway, and it's people don't have a right to go out and try to coerce you into believing in their God. There's a lot saying. There's a lot of audacity in that action. So, an actual quote from that article is, "Our fascination with figures like Mother Teresa, white men and women who were applauded for their work saving people in non-white areas, makes it blatantly clear just how entrenched white supremacy still is in our collectivity." So, that's basically what I just said. Mother Teresa publicly...
Here's a little bit about it.
Oh.
27 At 27, she was working on the Watergate investigation, where she was fired from her position for being, quote, a liar and unethical. So.
Huh.
She wasn't with the Nixon administration, I guess. She was on the Watergate investigation committee, I guess.
Oh.
But she was fired for being a liar and unethical, apparently.
Interesting. Sucks for her. Anyway, so Mother Teresa publicly bragged about coercing vulnerable people into conversions on their deathbed. She was anti-abortion, which she called the biggest destroyer of love and peace. But she was generally against women's rights in favor for a more Christian view of the man-woman relationship. She was
Have you heard the theory that abortion, at least in the U.S., is a way to control the black population? Have you heard that conspiracy?
Yeah, that's a widely known conspiracy. Yeah, the abortion clinics and all the abortion people are anti-white abortion. They don't really care if black people get abortions. Is what in my opinion.
It's an interesting.
It's what I've seen.
I don't know what word I'm looking for. Taboo, I guess, maybe.
What's a taboo?
Like, people are more okay with black abortions than they are with white abortions.
Yeah, I mean, you never see those pictures with black people in them, like, at all, ever. The anti-abortion ones.
And now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like most Planned Parenthood and abortion clinics are usually in shitty neighborhoods.
Yeah. Yep. More accessible to inner city.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, towards minority and low-income families and shit like that, yeah.
It's one of the many, many infrastructure pieces that are like that. We should get into that sometime. Anyway, so Mother Teresa was anti-divorce, except for when it concerned Charles and Di, two people whom were very large, just her, well, her fortune. She was quite rich.
Prince Charles
at her death,
and Princess
at the time
Diana,
of her death.
just to be clear.
Yes, I meant to say that. Thank you. So while she cared for children, the sick, and the dying, her mission was obsessed with suffering and dying. She was quoted as saying, "There is something beautiful in seeing the poor accept their lot to suffer like Christ's passion. The world," or as I say, Mother Teresa, "gains so much from their suffering." She likened disease and suffering to the suffering of Christ on the cross. She supported suffering and encouraged the suffering to endure, to the point of negligence and, not uncommonly, death. A lot of these people were people who could have otherwise been saved from their suffering. There were treatments and a lot of the people who died died of curable diseases, even in that region. Even though she was given millions from around the world in donations and prizes, she employed volunteers with no medical training. Hygiene was substandard. The optics of her facility, these type of optics for her facility, also lent to the illusion that the mission was desperately in need of donations, and that this woman was working hard in poor areas to try to correct the devil's work. So, she used her own negligence to support her profits, basically. Profiting off of suffering, like the prison industrial complex now, is just, nobody should profit off of suffering.
Well, not only that, like, she wanted these people to suffer.
Yeah, she was like a fetishist about it. It was weird. She liked it. She was a sociopath, in my opinion. So, I cough too. So, in her facilities, needles were reused until they became blunt, and this was to treat fucking AIDS victims and AIDS patients. Like, oh my god. Like, I wonder how many people died because they actually went to her facilities. So, because of her almost fetishist need for suffering,
reusing needles.
Yes.
Used on people who knowingly had AIDS.
Yes.
What?
Right. Fucking right. So, because of her almost fetishist need for suffering, the pain management was non-existent, and people were counseled to pray the pain away. Thoughts and prayers. They helped. So the staff were so untrained that they were unable to distinguish between terminal and curable conditions. And so people who were able to be cured, cold, fucking pneumonia, or, curable pneumonia or whatever, those people died. Some of those people died unnecessarily. According to the journalist Walter Wollenweber, I don't know, one of her locations in New York received $50 million in just 1 year. And that's just one location. She was in between 133 and 517 countries. The German magazine Stern estimated that 7% of her donations went to actual charity. The rest went into her own coffers. Or maybe to the church. I didn't get a look at her personal finances, but she absolutely personally profited from this.
Mm-hmm. As
so according to
in that sort of situation do.
Fucking yeah, charities. Charities are a good thing. Giving to charity is good. Charitable actions are good. I mean, Scott and I both agree, even though we disagree on the slightest bit, just a sliver of political ideology, we both agree that world can't work without charitable actions.
Right.
Right.
Unfortunately, most of the biggest charities are corrupt as fuck.
As fuck. It's disgusting. We should do something on we should do charities too.
Corrupt
That'd be
charities?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. We should do that one. Anyway.
Both my grandmothers are breast cancer survivors, and both of them hate the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
Anyway. So according to Wikipedia, Mom T ordered all of her writings and correspondences to be destroyed upon her death. They were often about how she felt disconnected to God and didn't have any faith for the last 15 years.
That's suspicious.
No, it's not. Did I say 15? I meant 50. For the last 50 years.
50?
They estimate
50?
50, yeah.
So the entire time she was doing this shit.
Most of it, yeah. Yeah. I mean, she was she was a marketing genius, is what it was. But she didn't want her shit to get out because it would tarnish her tarnishable reputation.
Yeah.
So, so she's doing all this shit to her patients and shit, and she's, supporting their suffering. She's not supporting the suffering; she's supporting their suffering. So, according to an Associated Press article, the title being "Pacemaker Doesn't Help Mother Teresa's Heart Condition," she was attended by several doctors at the Woodlands Nursing Home. On Mom T's medical condition at the time, Dr. George Lombardi's his name, he sounds expensive. Dr. George Lombardi said, everything seems to be heading in the...
trophy too?
Yeah. My dick.
I was talking about the Lombardi trophy, but...
Right. No,
yay
I know.
for your penis.
No, yay for him. He won it. That's a weird thing to say. Anyway. So
does he keep it on his mantle?
No, usually in his pocket. It's quite enjoyable for me. Yeah, and he's always fucking anxious, man. He usually has a moist pants.
Like the third time you said moist this episode.
I'm going for a record. I'm trying to say moist a lot more. Like in life in general.
Just walk around offering people random moist towelettes.
You look dry. Do you need to be moister? Did you know you can moist your lips with hot breath? No, ma'am, not those lips. Anyway, according to Dr. George Lombardi, everything seemed to be heading in the right direction, but her anginal pain is causing anxiety.
What pain?
Anginal. She hit an angina.
It was too dry?
It wasn't moist enough. But I mean, if your angina gets moist, or dry, it does hurt.
I fucking hate a dry angina. Fucking uncomfortable.
I mean, you just walk funny. It's, yeah. Fuck. Anyway. We should be taken off the air.
We're for sure getting demonetized on it. So.
We're not going to get no donations from the Catholic Church. Fuck.
Shit.
So
followed us.
Damn. Anyway, so this statement from Dr. Lombardi heavily implies that she was getting pain management. Dr. Lombardi is a specialist in well, I mean, dry anginas. That needs to be the title of this episode.
Mother Teresa's dry angina and why she let people suffer.
Oh. Mother Teresa's dry angina and why people should suffer.
That's the title for this episode for sure.
Dr. Lombardi is a specialist in infectious diseases, something that her patients never saw. Instead, she helped by letting them suffer. The article states that she was found to have a dormant malarial infection for which she received anti-malarial treatment. Also, something that she wasn't... she didn't offer to her own patients in her own house. Yeah, she spent thousands, tens of thousands is what the estimates say on her own end-of-life care, and she died comfortably and peaceably at the age of 80-something in 10 days. So, that's what I got. Mother Teresa. Saint Mother Teresa.
And her dry angina.
Yep. I bet it was itchy, too.
Her itchy, dry angina. What the fuck even is an angina? We're just sitting here making fun of it.
I think it's a heart condition, but it might also be that little part behind your taint.
The part behind your taint.
It's one of the two. I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's what I got on her.
So, last up, Still in South Africa for the most part of this one. We have Mahatma Gandhi. Last episode before, something like that, we're talking about him being a pedophile, and you corrected me that he never actually fucked the girls, so not a pedophile. I dug into it some, and kind of a child molester, though, so I'm taking partial credit on that one.
Oh, absolutely. I think I gave you partial credit last time. Still creepy as fuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess he had naked teenage girls, usually quote unquote certified virgins. So they would sleep with him to keep him warm at night because he had quote unquote shivering fits.
With his hand in his crotch?
There are rumors that he would touch them in the genital area. Also liked getting enemas from them as well.
That's awesome. Oh man, my angina hurts. I need to get an enema from a little girl. Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's fucked up. That is so fucked up.
Yeah. Never fucked him, but touched him and got enemas from them and slept naked with them.
I have to call bullshit on not fucking them if he's getting enemas from them. I think that act alone probably. Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck is up with that shit? What the fuck is up with that shit? That's weird.
I don't know.
Like, you wouldn't go to a doctor.
It's a
Or,
little
you know,
weird.
one of those places that you go.
I've never had an enema. Maybe they're amazing and I don't know what I'm missing out on, but I wouldn't think that would be something I'd want a kid to do to me.
Yeah.
Maybe they have small hands. Are small hands important in an enema situation?
I'm not sure. I think just enough lube is important. I've never had one either. But maybe that's that kind of training is part of the virgin certification. Maybe that's why he went to
Maybe.
them.
Yeah.
Enema classes for virgins? I think
Yeah. How to give an enema.
I think we just came up with a new American business plan there, Scott. I think we need to open up shop. Enemas for virgins.
Where you get enemas from virgins.
Well, enema training. Well, we need to start with the school. We need to train virgins to give enemas first.
This sounds like a good way to meet very famous and important people and have an island all to myself and shit.
And another throwback.
Yeah, like I could just see how one would lead to the other.
I bet Epstein had a clean anus.
Did you see that they dropped all the charges against him too?
I did, but the thing is, you can't prosecute a dead man. You just that's kind of was expected. You just can't do that.
But that kind of leads more credence to the he's not actually dead. They faked his death to get him out of there thing.
I
Have you heard
mean,
that conspiracy theory?
I have, and
Like after they dropped all the charges against him, maybe he's hiding on an island somewhere or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think it's totally possible. If anybody can fake their death, it's a fucking billionaire.
And not only that, a billionaire with the connections he has.
Right. With people who's actually faked other people's death before.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah. I think it's totally possible.
So Mahatma Gandhi was also a racist. Did you know that one?
I did know that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in South Africa during the whole apartheid thing, just like Nelson Mandela. But he held Indians on a higher level than what he held blacks.
He did.
Also liked to throw around the derogatory term kafir. I think is how you pronounce it. Kaffir.
Isn't that
Apparently
rice
that's
drink?
a derogatory term towards blacks in South Africa.
Oh.
It's all through his writings and used it in conversations and everything. Like it's well documented that he just threw that word around willy nilly.
Ew, that sucks. He seems kind of an asshole.
A little bit, yeah.
The drink I was thinking of was kefir, not kaffir.
He wanted segregated entrances so that Indian people wouldn't have to cross paths with black people. He believed in the Aryan superiority of whites and Indians over blacks. He wrote multiple letters to Hitler where he referred to him as my friend. But to be fair, he was trying to talk Hitler out of invading other countries. He might have just been calling him his friend as a gesture, maybe. But I found all that interesting.
That's interesting. So fuck that guy. But he didn't eat for a long time.
I mean, have you smelled Indian food? I wouldn't eat it either.
I like Indian food, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I've never eaten it. I just know from the smell of it that I probably don't like it. So.
Oh. I like all sorts of food. You like all sorts of food, too.
We went for a Mongolian Friday night. That was good shit.
I like like a Mongolian grill thing where you get to bowl and have them cook it up. Yeah.
Yep.
First time.
Bolo meat, bolo noodles, and mix them together.
Oh, I just itched my new tattoo. Ah, that sucks.
What's that line? Oh, that's where I fucked it up.
But yeah.
I don't know. I got one that I had caked in mud less than 24 hours after getting it, and then I went swimming to wash the mud off. And it's still done pretty fine, so you'd be all right.
Nice. Nice. I like tattoos. I'm going to get more. Yeah, I'm really happy with this one.
It's been over a year since I've been tattooed now.
Last one was your leg, right? Was the Firefly? Or the Serenity?
Yeah, Serenity was the last one. The one on my leg.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the name of the ship.
Serenity from Firefly.
Yeah.
The best space sci-fi ever. Fight me.
It's up there. It's in the top 5. I could even say it's probably in the top 3. Maybe.
No, it's definitely number 1. And here's my justification for it. It didn't run long enough to have a shitty season. Or a shitty movie.
It is a really good movie.
If you're a Star Wars fan, you have to admit that Episode 1 was shit. There goes your perfect streak. If you're a Star Trek fan, there has to be at least one episode or movie that was shit. There goes your streak.
Collectively,
Firefly
though,
and Serenity is a perfect season and a perfect movie, and then it was over. It didn't have time to suck.
That's like saying somebody in high school who has a 4.0 is smarter than somebody who's in college who has a 3.5. All other things being the same. That's not necessarily. I don't agree with your metric. It's very good. It's very good. It's one of my favorites. I don't think that justification holds.
Star Wars, Star Trek, and Firefly have all had TV shows and at least one movie. They're on an equal playing field.
No, it's just length.
It's not like it was on public
access.
No,
they're not equal playing field.
Only in theaters. Like
the length of of everything, the number of movies. Firefly doesn't have a cartoon.
No, Firefly doesn't have a cartoon.
I don't think
or Star Trek though.
Yes, it did. No, I can't say that. No, I want to say yes, but I don't think so, or I don't know.
Because if you're going with the cartoon, you could throw in the Riddick movies, which are my second favorite space sci-fi.
Riddick isn't even in the top 10.
They never had their own TV show. It was just movies with one animated.
It's good. I like Riddick, but Riddick is the Moses story in space.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm going to have to rewatch that now with that mindset.
Yeah.
All 3 movies are just Pitch Black? What are you talking about?
No, all of them, like collectively. Like his own personal story, that is.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch those with that mindset now.
Yeah. Anyway. So.
We have gotten way off topic multiple times.
We have gotten way off topic. Where can you hear us?
But you can hear us at SoundCloud.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yep, we're on YouTube.
The fuck's that new one you just got us on? Stitcher.
That's
the new one that you just got us on. Stitcher.
Like sewing. We're working on iTunes. Actually, my guy texted me yesterday. I'm busy all weekend, so I can't get to him. But should be on iTunes soon.
Sweet.
Yeah. Probably this week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You can also find us on Facebook.
We're on Facebook, where you can find all of our pictures, too.
We're on the Instagrams.
On the Instagrams. It's so big, there's more than 1 gram.
There is.
Yeah.
It's almost an insta-ounce.
Drug jokes. Fuck yeah.
We're on Gmail.
Gmail.
HigherMindsPodcast@gmail.com.
Higher Minds Podcast at gmail.com.
We have a Twitter, but I don't think either of us ever use the Twitter.
Never use it. But we are at Higher Minds too.
Follow us for the sake of following us.
Thank you for your support.
Does that cover everything?
I think so. Oh, highermindspodcast.com.
HigherMindsPodcast.com.
Yep, we're on there. So this has been the Higher Minds Podcast. I'm Papa Darby.
And I'm Scott.
Deuces.
Deuces, everybody.